remember to record. All right, welcome. So I think we can just let those scalar waves continue. And let's check in. Who would like to go first? Let me find my little clock. So checking in, whatever you wish to share. Wins, challenges, where you are with your intentions. You might think back to what brought you to the mentorship and where you are in relation to that. And who's first? And then tune in if you're next. Hello.
I can go if I just feel like I always take so much space here. But I guess one of my intentions in this world is to take up space. So, okay, I am happy to share.
Great.
Well, first of all, I felt really sad today that this is our last meeting. I just felt like, yeah, all these this container has been like really empowering, and I mean really, it's been beyond what I expected, and the nourishment and the support I feel from each of you and from being held with the council. I just felt like, oh, I wish I could just keep going forever. That was just like one of the things. And I feel super grateful for the way that everything this 8 weeks is like shifted and transformed my life. And yeah, I mean, just to say from last week, right? I asked the council advice on the smoking, and then the next morning I woke up and I said, okay, you part of me that wants to smoke, I'm just gonna like give you the coffee without the cigarettes. And so I have been smoke free since last Wednesday, which happens to be also like the beginning of Ramadan here, which is just crazy. Um, the big fast. And so, yeah, it feels good. I'm still like craving it a lot, not as much as in the first couple of days, but it's been like this. I feel like this parts work was super powerful too, because every time I feel like that craving, I'm just like, okay, darling, I understand, I hear you, I see you, that part of me that really wants to smoke. And yeah, we'll just take it from there. So thank you, thank you, thank you for everything, darling. I just don't want to go. Yeah, I'm complete. And I would love some loving.
All right. Congratulations. That is fantastic. Yay. I'm going to use my clock to time because otherwise it takes up, that thing takes up too much of the screen. We'll see how I do. Okay. That is so huge. And the desire does fade. Just takes patience. Yeah. And who's next?
I'll go next. It's been a good week with ups and downs. I will say mostly good. So I really felt work on the business and mostly on the book. And then I felt drawn to Balboa Press because I'm going for self-publishing. And their website says you have to be a member of, because they have class or a memberships thing, blah, blah, blah. But they had a free guide that you could download. So I put my name and my information to download the guide. And the next day, somebody called me. He's like, whoa, what happened? I thought you had to be a member for you people to call. Anyway, I went with it.
Uh-huh.
And they have a good support system for, and a big, huge network because they're connected with Hay House. So I basically say, you know what? The book is not ready, but hey, I'm signing. So Balboa Press is gonna be publishing the book, which is not ready yet. I guess the universe is giving me, you know, you got to do this. So we will giving you stuff to keep you accountable. So they do keep you accountable and keep you on the progress and everything. So that's good. So I've been working on the book and working on my website. And I'm having some resistance toward the website, which I quite don't understand why, but maybe I just need to focus on the books. So I left the website and then I'm focusing on the book. And then I do have up and down energy. It's like, nope. I'm not worrying about you whenever I call the council to help me with it. I haven't slept in a few days, but I'm still standing, so I guess I don't need sleep. So yeah, I'm gonna miss you guys too, but hey, I can always chat in the group and see how you guys are doing. So that was my week.
Beautiful. Would you like some loving?
Yes, please.
Hmm. Hmm. Beautiful. I'm thrilled you're starting your book. Yay. And who's next?
I could go.
Okay.
I'll press my timer because it helps me to see it. Here we go. The day after the last meeting, I was dancing my usual class on Wednesday morning, and my mum showed up, and I went right into clearing out my second and third chakras and giving her back all of her stuff, and filling myself up with my own life force and taking sovereignty over those chakras, and then I realized I needed to do the same thing with my heart. And then I started coughing a lot, coughing. So then I did it with my throat and stopped coughing. And then I ended up just going all the way up and down. So that was really spontaneous and really quite interesting. And then I just felt my energy just going straight through, all the way through, like straight right down into the earth and all the way up. And I just felt like this kind of rod of, I was just never had that experience before like that of feeling. And I felt so relaxed and open, and it was just, I can't describe it really other than that. But so yeah, that felt quite big at the time, but since then I haven't really noticed any difference in myself. So I'm very curious about that. Like, how can I do something like that and it not feel like it's really changed anything? So that's kind of a question for me today. And then I did have a really good meeting with a friend / colleague this week in relation to my new group. So that felt like things were getting more concrete, which was what I was talking about last week, getting things more concrete. And she's got lots of resources. And one of the things I need is a person that can really help me learn how to manage videos. Like, and the center of this class is videoing things and having them on videos in the classes. So, and I don't know anything about that. So anybody who knows anybody that does that stuff, let me know. I got to learn it. Okay.
Beautiful. You ready for loving? Yes? I'm not hearing a yes, so I'm waiting. Okay. Hmm. Hmm. I want to take a minute and get my computer glasses. I will be able to see you much better. Ah, much better. And who's next? Valerie?
Um, it's been a pretty good week. Marina and I had a chat outside of group. She graciously offered to kind of share some of her experience about going through separation. And I got this wonderful book about conscious uncoupling based on her recommendation. And I ordered the audio version on Audible as well, so I could, have my choice. Because sometimes I really like paper for reading, and but like the other day, I went out to the Laurel River here to just go sit on a rock by the water, and that's a good bit of a drive, so I listened to it on the way. So just really continuing self-care and healing. And I spoke to a mortgage lender. I'm working this week on getting her all of our documents, because that's really the first big step. Just, to purchasing something, we've got to be pre-qualified for and all that stuff. So, and I had kind of a big moment around a job that I applied for. It's just a part-time position, a decent hourly pay. I was looking at it like, oh, this can supplement my income through this time of transition. And they offered me the job, but it's a caretaking position. It's not in the realm of these other things that I'm wanting to grow. And so I really had to sit with myself last night and kind of check myself to stop myself from doing what I've done before, which is to make these moves out of scarcity and fear and say, oh, I need to go do this in order to be able to do this. And it's really kind of a backwards way of thinking about it. So I felt good about catching myself in a pattern. Gotcha.
Great. Want some loving? Ah, and next, Kaya.
I will do my best to synthesize an emerging story into 2 minutes. With a friend and a partner, to celebrate, honor, and evoke the spring equinox. We were in a 3-day intensive with weather guides and weather gods. And I came out of it with a mission statement. that I'm a guiding light for co-creative climate change and global enlightenment. And that landed, and it was like, whoa, that is really beautiful. And that's above and beyond, life path mentoring and healing that I've been doing for clients for 40 years. And this came about when I met a woman here in the Ashland area, has a 5-acre homestead, and is doing her homestead from a permaculture point of view. And I introduced her to the principles of Findhorn and nature guides and nature spirits. And we were just off and running. It was absolutely exhilarating and wonderful. And then this was in 2021. She said, I'm really concerned about the drought. My plants are starting to dry out. And I turned to her and I said, well, let's ask for rain. And off we went into this amazing research project that has taken on epic proportions. And it has is becoming a body work and a study that we're both deeply involved in. And last September for the spring equinox, we had our first weather gathering. There were 8 of us. And our intention was initially to bring beautiful precipitation to the Oregon area. And my California peeps said, what about California? So we asked to end the drought in California. And so here we are. And we continue to learn with our wonderful guides. And it's indeed quite a project. And I'm very grateful to have the opportunity to do this work and to have a beautiful partnership with my friend Terry, how joyful it is for both of us, and that I have a new mission statement. I do that in 2 minutes.
You did.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah, 3-day intensive. It was like that was a big one. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we were just online with them all about local and global weather. We have a weather channel.
Beautiful.
Mhm.
Would you like some loving?
I would, thank you.
Ah,
Thank you.
sounds exquisite. Beautiful. Thank you for doing that for the planet. And Dara, are you ready?
Hi there. Yeah. Well, I would say that the stormy weather has kind of been a reflection of what I've been feeling like inside. It's just been really grateful for the past few days of sunshine, but I've just really been going through it the past few weeks. It's been just a journey of just really being with the residual effects of my relationship, which are really just all been coming up really strong and having me question my worth and just all of these old stories that honestly I really thought I was through with. And it's just kind of sobering to be back in that place of just so much doubt again about myself and my beingness and my path. So I've just been really my intention has just been to be really gentle with myself and, just be resting a lot, which is kind of, that's a big part of the whole process is my physical body has just not been feeling grounded and rested. And, that has an effect on my ability to really just love myself and be with myself. So, I've been feeling really supported by friends, and I got a new therapist, which has been really fruitful and healing. I feel like I'm on track with everything that I have been wanting to, do and create for myself. It's just been slow. It's been slow, and it's required an extra layer of gentleness. Yeah. The theme right now is really just taking care of myself, body, mind, and spirit, and just loving myself more. That's what's up with me.
Beautiful. Would you like some loving?
Sure.
Ah. Hmm. Hmm. I have a sense of foundational shift that what you're building now will be on a whole new foundation. Yeah, beautiful. So I'll check in. So I'm on an 11-day trip to California that's mostly vacation. I have this and one other Zoom call and 3 client sessions in 11 days. So that's vacation for me. And I came for the wedding of my friend Shakti Shen to this man that she's been in love with for 5 years. It was epic. She has taught with me for over 30 years. She's a musician and a ritualist. And it was 5 hours of the finest rituals you could imagine. And all in celebration of love. And Shakti's intention was to awaken something in each of us so we would go away changed, more capable of love. And I think she accomplished it in 46 people. And many were old friends, people I've known for decades. It was exquisite for me and for so many others. One example is, the ritual where the bride throws the bouquet and some single person catches it and they're the next to be married. She had all the single people come that wanted the bouquet to stand in a line. And then her helper brought out this big vase full of flowers. And we're like, you're not going to throw that, are you? And she takes out the equivalent, same thing as her bouquet, and gave one to each person, blessing her, very individualized blessing of what she's calling and adding her prayer and the prayer of all of us to that blessing. So they all got the bouquet. And when it was time for the bride and groom to dance, she put on music and we all danced. So it was extraordinary. And just being here with my old friends is so good. And tonight I have a dessert gathering where we're trying not to eat much sugar at a dessert gathering with about 10 other friends. So I'm really being filled up. And I'll take your lovin'. So good. So good. Thank you. So I'm excited. Let's see if I can. There we go. I'm excited about the program I have today because I've brought in a whole bunch of new material for us. I'm responding to the desire to vision new realities and empower new paths. And I want to use all we've learned about accessing wisdom, all means of knowing, to gain clarity on our soul's path. So I've been listening to Thomas Hubel about the soul, and I love what he shares. He says the soul is movement. It's that flow that draws you forward and motivates us, motivates our creative spirit. It speaks to us in whispers. You can't grasp it. You have to just feel the soul. And he says, mystics learn to create a quiet inner world, to create an inner receptive state so they can hear the soul. So walks in natures, meditation, yoga, Tai Chi, all of these practices, creative writing, they help us create a silence in our heart so we can hear those soft whispers of the soul's guidance. And you know how it feels when you have a conversation with someone and you drop in deeper than you almost always do, and it leaves you inspired and glowing. That's a moment also when you feel the presence of your higher light and the soul. So more and more, I encourage you, he encourages us to be curious, to listen to our soul, to touch into that intelligence that drives all of creation and is very personally available to each of us. The soul's information, it informs us. Our soul is curious about life. And I feel this about the one being, the creatrix of all, endless curiosity. You notice you get your life all set up and then something else wants to open, something else wants to happen. That's that curiosity that motivates us to live our creative potential. It motivates us to see that all the healing we do is not a problem that we need to solve to get to our life purpose. All the healing is a part of our life purpose. Isn't that a shift? All the healing that we do is not a problem we need to solve to get to our life purpose. All this healing is also our life purpose. What comes that I think of as blocking my way is not blocking my way, it is my way. And as I learn from that and move through it, I'm learning what my soul wants me to learn. And we don't need to do it alone. We have all these vertical resources, higher resources that we've been studying, and horizontal resources, our friends, our fellow women in this mentorship, and to really allow all of that to support you in your life journey. So I'd love in a moment to take a journey to connect with our soul. And if you have a journal and pen handy, that would be good. You may want to write each of the questions, or you may want to just stay inside and let it unfold. So before we go there, are there any questions or thoughts about what I've shared?
Would you be able to share the name of the author in the book, In the Mighty Network?
Yes. Yes, I will. It's, actually what I'll do is send you the link to the video. I intended to, and then I was busy packing, but I will send you the link to the video because I learned so much listening to him. I just kept replaying and replaying. I think he's really good, Thomas Hubel, Hubl, but I will share it. Let me give myself a note that I just promised that. Makes my life better. Okay. You ready to begin? So start again with grounding. You want to learn, no matter what's happening, to just ground. Come into your center. Allow your light of your being to spiral down your core. Follow that spiraling light in and come sit in your beautiful heart sanctuary, allowing yourself to flow right into the center of your heart, sitting at the altar we've created in the heart. And invite your higher self to come and assist you. Invite the radiant heart of your soul, most aligned with the heart of the divine, to assist you in coming to know more of your soul and opening to the light of your being. Asking your soul for wisdom about your true soul's path here and how to manifest it. So there are some questions that may help you discern the nature of your soul's movement in you. Asking yourself, what motivates me deeply? What's driving my life? And just breathe into that. What motivates me deeply? What's driving my life? So you can feel that movement of your soul. It's always there, moving you forward. And what is so essential to who I truly am that I simply must follow it? What is so essential to who I truly am that I simply must follow it? And where am I most creative, most alive, most engaged? That's your soul's movement in you, your soul's motion. Where am I most creative, most alive, most engaged? And then imagining you can address your soul directly and be receptive as you ask of your soul. Soul, what is at the heart of my true path? What is at the heart of my true soul's path? And soul, what do you desire for me in this life? What do you desire for me in this life? Beloved soul, how can I more fully fulfill my soul's plan for my work? How can I more fully fulfill my soul's plan for my work? Beloved soul, what is the next level that my business world wants to move to, my expression in the world? What's the next level? Might be, what do I want to expand, write about, speak about, teach, create anew? What's the next level, soul? Show me the way. And what is central to that next level, that next message, that project? What is at the heart of it? Feel the soul speaking to you through your heart and your consciousness as the knowingness arrives. And asking of your heart and the radiant heart of your soul, what would my life look like if I fully activated the heart of my true soul's plan? And what shifts are needed to make room for that? What permissions do I need to give myself? And what does my heart tell me is possible? Breathing, seeing what else wants to be seen, felt, or written. Anyone need more time? Raise your hand. Okay. And just thanking yourself. Beloved soul, thank you for your guidance. And I ask that you help clear the way for me to hear you more clearly, to know what you bring to me, to work together. I appreciate your love. Allow yourself to find completion here. Okay, thank you. So I think you can still see me in the midst of this. The person whose desk I'm sitting at came and unplugged the light, but that's okay. So I'd love to have time for anyone who'd like to share. What did you learn from that? Anyone like to share? So I think it's valuable to name what you learn about your soul's plan. or what it was like to connect with your soul? Could you feel it more? Mikhail?
I did get some answers. What motivated me deeply is making a difference. And then when what is at the heart of my true path is service. And what is centered is love and show unconditional love. So those were confirmation of things that I've learned along my path.
Mhm.
And I'll sit with the other one, but frankly, I think I'm on the right track. I'm just gonna let things unfold now that I'm really coming out of the birth canal, as you can say. I'm coming out fully from the other side. And I'll just let guidance come in to see what will unfold next.
Great.
Yeah.
Beautiful. It's good confirmation that you're on your path. You've certainly been on the path of learning the opposite of love so you can learn unconditional love. It worked. Thank you. Who else would like to share? Here. Kaya?
Let's see. What is so essential to who I am? The answer is always co-creation, co-creation, co-creation. For the first 30 years of my career, the answer was ideal life, to really activate and awaken people to their soul path in life. And at a tipping point, I was invited to dedicate my life and my career to something else, and that's co-creation. I live in that co-creative zone day after day after day. And what I must follow now is expanding to global mission, purpose, and plan. Where am I most creative, alive, and engaged with entrepreneurial endeavors and creativity, writing, healing, transmitting energy, bringing in new models of consciousness, and in partnership instead of solo, combining talents with others. And of course, in terms of, romantic, marital partnership as well. I'm very alive when I'm in that zone. What is at the heart of my true path? It's mystical mentoring and healing for a better world, and being and becoming and working with other evolving humans. What is the desire soul? What is the desire for me in this life? It's my soul and also my guides longevity, 100+ years to fulfill my full purpose in life. That's as far as I got.
That's a lot.
Mhm. Thank you for the questions.
Oh, you're welcome.
There's a lot of questions here.
There's a lot of questions, and you may want to go back through and listen and pause, and because any of them could be a long journaling.
Yeah, I am very appreciative of knowing that I have a guiding light, and that's co-creation. Everything fits within that and emanates from it. I'm so appreciative that I know that master key.
Beautiful. It really makes a difference. Yeah.
Yes, yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. Who else would like to share? So if no one wishes to share, perhaps we'll do our break and come back with the council. So is anybody getting ready? But gonna share, do it now. Okay, so let's take our break and come back at 5 till the hour.
I have a quick question.
Yes.
I wasn't clear on the change in this. I thought that the last change in the start time was permanent, that we were starting at 10:30. Is that not true?
It's not true. I've sent you an email, I think twice, to explain this change, that we
Okay.
went back to our original time, and
Okay.
it's in the Mighty Networks group. So I really tried to make sure that people knew.
Yeah.
And
No
we,
worries.
and
Sorry,
we,
I was late.
yeah, we mentioned it last time. I'm sorry too. So I really encourage you to listen to that first part, Monica, because we talked a lot about the nature of the soul. And then you came in during the meditation, so I don't know if it had much meaning for you without that background. But
Well, luckily I came in at, you know, part of, part of, I did hear about the soul's mission and did reflect on it. So anyway, I got what I got from it. And then of course I'll listen to the replay. So thank you for that.
Beautiful. Okay, let's go to break and come back at 5 till the hour. I'll see you then. Mm. Welcome back. So I've been doing a little grounding with the Bija mantra as we're waiting for people. I think I'll keep doing it and you can join me if you wish. So full breath in and out. Full breath in. Lam ram yam ham mo. Lam ram yam ham mo. Lam ram yam ham no. Lam ram yam ham no. Once more. Lam ram yam ham no. It's my favorite way to prepare for channeling. So let's breathe and ground, calling in our friends in high places and inviting the radiant heart of your soul to also be with us in this process. I ask the angels and archangels, please create for us a crystalline temple of radiant energy, crystalline temple of light all around each woman here, around our bodies, our lives, our unfoldings in the world, cleansing and clarifying, releasing all energies not of the light from around any of us, and weaving for each one of us our own chrysalis of radiant light, filled with the very rays and vibrations that are needed by our lives and our work. I ask God, Goddess, source of all that is, encompass us so completely in your radiant light that only beings serving love, light, and truth may participate in any way. Deepest healing and highest guidance is received. You will breathe and ground, invoking the radiant heart of your soul to assist you in receiving all you need and releasing all it serves to release as you arrive in the heart of now. I welcome into this sacred temple the Council of 12, and I welcome from the heart of the light only those who are guides or loved ones or anyone else. Blessed be. Greetings, dear ones. We greet you, we bless you. We're honored to be with you. It's a privilege to be a part of this mentorship. And we want to just say, thumbs up. Congratulations. You have all had a fire lit somewhere inside of you for exactly what is needed. We feel the amazing progress you've made through these 8 weeks. And may it continue. All of the planetary influences are moving forward right now. And so it's a great time to really work with the kinds of questions we worked with today and to feed your forward motion. And then Mercury's going to go retrograde again, but just one planet. And I think it's the April 17th. So it's good to really put things in motion before that. And then that's a great time to rewind, rework all the RE words, review, clear the past, and be ready for the next forward motion. We feel all of your souls are just like, oh, that was so refreshing. Thank you. It's really nice when you're in touch. Because when you're in touch with the heart of your soul, when you're asking these kinds of questions, these inquiries, it allows the motivation your soul wants to birth in you to have more ground, you might say. It expands the playing field between you and your soul. And we think you'll find in the days and weeks to come that you're able to hear those whispers more. You're able to know, oh, I see, that's what my soul wants. I see, I can allow that. And it will enrich your offerings. If you're at a point where you go, oh, there are too many things to do, there are so many options, there's so much I could be doing, you just sit down with your soul and you say, okay, soul, what's central? Where do I start? What's most important? Another nice prayer is, I ask the heart of my soul to guide my words, my thoughts, my actions. Assist me in every interaction in my life to make the most of it, to learn the most from others, to be so tuned in that I gain from every experience in my life. And then you'll find that more and more messages happen. The next, you're watching a video and the next one that comes up, or the next words, or for Evelina, it's often she does a session with someone and the very next email that she sees in her inbox is meant for them. It'll be the exact message that they need. And so that soul, that motivating movement, life force of your soul is always working in the background. And it does all it can to signal you, support you, guide you. And you just allow that to happen. Tune in, receive the guidance. So, beloveds, we have a good amount of time today for your inquiries. What would you like to ask? What in your life do you wish insights, wish to know more, or wish to share? Marina?
Thank you. Thank you for letting me ask my question. I was really moved at the beginning today when we were checking in about what Valerie shared about taking on a job that would not necessarily be aligned with her her path or the way she wants to go. And that really brought up a lot in me, because I feel that as long as I am in this, so to speak, survival mode where I need to feed myself, and so I take on jobs for $5 an hour teaching English because that's the only thing I can do right now. But it also takes all my energy away from being able to create or to dream or to do something that I really wish to do. And at the same time, I've heard, various people share things like, well, you've got to use this opportunity like an investment into your future by doing the job that you have to do that will feed you or keep a place over your head, which I've been doing, but I'm just like so fucking tired of it. And it's like so difficult to try and stay afloat at the same time. And also, like, I go from feeling total peace and bliss and harmony when I'm on the beach, knowing that everything's going to be okay. Whatever happens, if I die, if I live, if I have food, if I don't, everything's going to be fine. To like, well, how am I going to live after I have to give this flat up in May? Just like these fluctuations are so big right now for me. So I would love to hear some wisdom on this subject.
Beautiful. The image that we were receiving while you were speaking is an image of going to the precipice. If you think of the first card in the weight deck of the tarot, the Fool is standing at the precipice, and he's got his knapsack and he's got his dog at his heels and he's about to step off. And it's like you go to the precipice and you go, oh no, I've got to feed myself. You go to the precipice and oh no. And at some point you take that step and you take it with the awareness that spirit will catch you and that you will have the guidance to create your true work. We've seen so many people who have the big dreams and they're doing the little work to keep a roof over their head, as if God can't do that. You see? So you go deep into prayer and you go, okay, God, Goddess, guides, I'm turning this over to you. You've got to keep me fed, keep a roof over my head. I want a beautiful place to be living like I have now or better from May on. And I want to be freed up to do my true work. Show me that path. It's really, really challenging. When Evelina stepped off the precipice after being fired twice for reasons of being too effective, really, she realized all she could do was a private practice. And she stepped off the precipice, made that her work, and couldn't see where the money was coming. But she took her finest skill and turned that into a consulting piece. So she got some really good money. But the way she did that was she spent an entire weekend in what's called Rebirthing Yourself. Old book, been around a long time, Rebirthing in the New Age. She would read and go through emotions and cry and scream and whatever. A whole 3 days of spirit, we're resetting my consciousness so I can do what I'm here to do. And then she started writing affirmations, 3 affirmations, 10 times a day. The affirmation spreadsheets in the Mighty Networks, we think. Writing affirmations every day, 3 times a day. And one of them was about, this was 1979, I'm now earning $1,000 in September 1979. Spirit, you figure out how. And she'd had an inquiry about some consulting, and they hired her for exactly $1,000 in September and $800 in October. Spirit upped it for her. So she did that contract, which would be just part of a week, kept promoting her private practice. And about October 20th, she went, okay, I got to do it again. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Lakshmi. I won $1,000 in November and $1,000 in December. And I know you can bring it and you'll find a way. The grant she wrote got funded. They hired her again for exactly $1,000 in November and $1,000 in December. So you put your whole heart and soul into your prayers and into, in a sense, requiring the universe to rearrange itself around you doing your true work. And if you're always hedging against, well, I got to earn my overhead today, the universe goes, okay, not yet. You see, it'll wait. There's no hurry. But if you say, I'm going to step off this precipice, universe, you're going to fund my food, my lodging, my basic needs, and help me build a savings. You make a big prayer, you make a big order to the universe.
Mm.
And then you just watch, what's my process around that? Well, it's really scary. I think I'll take a little more work. Or, all right, universe, if you can bring me, I'm sure you can, bring me a way to utilize my talents at 15 an hour. You see?
Mm.
For where you're living, 15 an hour, 25 an hour, 50 an hour. You see? So that whatever you're doing to just cover overhead gets into a smaller and smaller space in the world. And there's more and more room to evolve your dreams.
Mm. Thank you.
You're welcome. And things happen that you wouldn't imagine were possible. You know, a very wealthy family says, will you come on a cruise with us and teach our children English? And we pay $3,000 a month.
Mm.
5,000 a month. How big do you want to dream? You see.
Mm.
At a couple of months at 5,000, you'd have your savings, right?
Mm.
And so you want to dream big enough that there's room for expansion. And tell the universe, tell your soul, I am replacing this $5 an hour work with 15, 25 dollars. You figure it out. I want opportunities open for me and I want them now
Mm-hmm.
so that I can start getting paid so well that I can open space for my dreams to take place. And the universe goes, oh, that sounds like fun. Let's see what we can.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
You're welcome. What we notice with those kind of prayers is it's like the guides go, whoa, interesting prayer. Who's got one that matches? You're looking for, yeah, she's got those skills. Yeah, okay. How do we get you to it? Oh, there we go. And that's
Mm.
fun on this side of the room. So opportunities that seem impossible become possible when you offer the big prayers. Another year, Evelina started the year with, I'm doubling my income this year. And in 1984, she was doing therapy and massage, and people were paying 35 to 50 an hour. And she started doing, I'm doubling my income, kept being with it. That's when channeling came in,
Mhm.
14th of that year. And she put it out as 50 to 75 an hour. And a lot of people said, well, I'm at the top of that. I'll pay you 75. And she had already an instant practice from all the people who knew her. And she doubled her income. So
Mm.
dream the impossible dream and
Mm.
invoke spirit to bring it true for you. How's that land?
Beautiful. Mm.
You're welcome. We've actually seen a lot of people step off the precipice and none of them have done. You know, opportunities awaken when you make yourself aware. There's a wonderful meme at the beginning of COVID with a person at the precipice, and there was this hand about to go like that, and the hand said, "God." And then there was this hand that said, "God," ready to catch. That's how it
Mm.
works.
Wow.
Thank you. Who else has an inquiry?
I do.
Kaya?
Yes. Hello, Council of 12. I would like to know what support, gifts, resources, or directions available to me I'm not seeing or aware of.
Hmm. Great question. You're seeing so many. We have a sense there's an ally in the contacts you're making or will make around offering your things in the community.
Mhm.
An ally that feels like right now is an acquaintance, but as you nurture that relationship, it's someone who is a good referral source, knows other people, feels like one of those rare contacts that you want to meet someone, they know the person. You want to experience something, someone, they know where, they know, they have the contacts for you and they love sharing. Feels like that kind of ally.
Mhm.
So it may be whoever you feel a soul bond, that kind of sense of, oh, we might be soul family. You say, I'm curious what else we might have in our hearts to do together, or what else our souls might have in mind. We also think there's something in your various offerings that wants to be sequenced in a way that you're feeling like, I have the time to flush out and really fill this offering, and the other one's coming behind it. Now I'm getting ready to fill that, flush it out and fill it. So there's you get, and you might sit with your soul with this, you get more of a sense of how all of this falls into place in a way that serves you and makes it easy to gain the people you want in each offering.
Mhm.
We check in with your guidance and we just get thumbs up. She's doing great. Tuned in.
Thank
Tuned
you.
in, turn on, ready to go. Let's see if there's anything your soul wants us to say. Keep checking in. The plan is vast. It does go to global. And what might seem like all these things I want to do this year might be a 3 to 5 year plan.
Mhm.
And to have both that quickening and activation that's so strong in you to move forward, and patience with it, with how it unfolds.
Mhm.
You have, as you get more to that global level, you're fostering connections, some of which you met last, or renewed the connection last week at your conference, but you're really fostering and developing those connections. So you might sit with your soul and go, okay, of all these contacts I have, which ones will further the heart of my global work the most? And how do I connect to them? Because you're going to be working a lot with power allies.
Okay.
It's much bigger than you, the whole plan. And we feel there'll be certain individuals that you'll keep interacting with, that together you spark ideas and then you find the easy path among all the possible ideas. So that's another thing to ask for. Soul, help me find the very collaborators, co-collaborators that know how to do the easiest, most fruitful path and can walk that with me. Easy, fruitful, most capable of fulfilling the heart of my mission here.
Good one. It's so much about languaging, it's so much about the articulation of it. I mean, that's an art and a skill and a science in and of itself. And in doing treatment work with people, each of my clients receives an energy transmission. They also receive 2 pages of treatment notes. So I'm so aware of the veracity and the power of what words are used to describe basic needs, wants, desires, and outcomes. So, help me find the collaborators who know how to do the easiest, fruitful, most capable path. Like, that's a keeper. That's really excellent. Thank you.
You're welcome. Beautiful.
Yeah, and then I take that into personal emanation. I like to wake up early in the morning. I just go into an emanation mode and just keep repeating and chanting and repeating and, in incantations over and over again. So thank you for that one.
Mhm.
Thank you for that one.
Very welcome.
Thank you.
And you're right. Articulations are so important. And basically, everyone is authoring their life,
Yeah.
whether you do it consciously or not.
Mhm.
I mean,
And when I talk about my life principle is dedicated to co-creation, I do mean that vertically, of course, in terms of guides. I also it's this way, this
yes.
way, this way. And, one of my first experiences with co-creation, aside from being in a marriage, was founding a holistic center together with Kathleen Sims. We knew we couldn't do it, either one of us, on our own. And when I asked the guides for the name of the center, after searching, I did a shamanic journey. And they said, the name of the center is Shared Potentials. And that was one of the highest teachings I ever could have received. It had more meaning than the actual name of the center, that people can do together more, than if they attempted to do something on their own.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Exactly. It's exponentially more.
Yeah. Mhm.
It's not just adding to people's work. It's exponential.
Yeah, it is. Mhm.
And the potency of Evelina's Tantra teachers actually came from the fact she always taught with at least 2 other teachers
Mhm. Right.
and had guest teachers, guest speakers, and often a musician,
Yeah.
because that co-creative force just takes the work to higher and higher levels.
Yeah.
And then her task was creating the ritual that wove it all together.
Yeah.
And that is the power of true co-creation. Is it's bigger than everyone,
Mhm.
and everyone benefits.
Yeah, and that's what's happened with this friend. Initially, it was, she and I just getting acquainted, and she would take me around her homestead. And then I said, well, why don't I introduce you to nature spirits? And then this whole aspect between us began to blossom into really a co-creative partnership between the 2 of us. I would not be doing what I'm doing now without that particular dynamic. As the 2 of us move into synergy, I mean, it's absolutely miraculous what
Yeah.
happens. And also the joy of being in that synchronistic state with another human being instead of me, myself, and I, me, myself, and I. There's so much me, myself, and I. It's just exquisitely and extraordinarily different to be in that kind of space with another person creating something. To me, it's as good as, tantric ecstasy. It's just in a different form.
Absolutely. It is a form of lovemaking when it's done
Yeah.
well.
Yeah, it's like, oh, look what this partnership is spawning. Oh my goodness gracious. Yeah.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So true. So thank you. Who would like to go next? Mikhail?
This week been very good, and I've had my share of craziness at night, but I'm finding I went onto Balboa's Press for a checklist into helping me with the book, and then they called me, and then I signed with them. But I still keep on saying, whatever my soul wants to happen will happen. I've seen myself like I don't want to use the word afraid, but maybe that's what it is, to see myself going big. And I think it's because I don't want to be too visible for those people in my past. And I'm holding myself back in a way. And last night I really had to love and calm a little aspect of myself that was really, really scared. And I don't know what she was scared about.
Mhm.
Can the council give me some insight on that, please?
Hmm. Hmm. It seems that there's a couple pieces we sense that doing anything that made you stand out as a child was really dangerous. To have your own opinions, to think differently than the family and the cult, to question. And of course you questioned. You had a very inquisitive mind, plus you come from the light on this mission. And so learning to fit in was really, really challenging, and it took a lot. And we have this feeling of that part of you kind of like this, just hands in the lap and not wanting to take up too much space. And so we get to help her realize that you're safer now. You're safer now. So can you sense her inside?
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. So breathe into it. Yeah. And let her know that you know how scary it was for her. And how dangerous it felt. To be seen. And let her know that you know because you're the adult she's grown up into. And what's different now is she has an adult who wants to take care of her. And you're so sorry there was never anyone that wanted to know who she is, because she's precious. You're precious to me, little one. And I'm taking care of us. And I know it's not all perfect yet, but I work on it every day, and I always will. And we'll get to the place where we're invisible to all those from the past. And what is her response?
I'm still feeling a little bit of hesitant.
Mm-hmm. So would she be willing to talk with us? Yeah, yeah. So it's a little hard to give up that fear, isn't it? Yeah, 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 we're here. Beings of light and angels who love you. Your whole childhood, you hoped that someday you'd be rescued. We're here now, and we love you. Yeah, it's safe to cry now. You can make sounds. It's safe. Yeah, finally you're safe. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. We have this sense of the angels coming right into where this little one lives in the past and moving everyone else away to say, she gets to be who she is. We know that you're a precious child of God. We know that. And you've done nothing wrong. And you've been surrounded by some pretty crazy people and some really weird ideas. But we're here now. Can you feel the angels? A little bit?
Yeah.
Yeah. Good. Yeah. So they want to just brush out your energy field
Mhm.
and they want to surround you with light and love. And when you breathe, you can breathe in their love and their light and let them absorb all the pain and suffering that's been so in you for so long. Let them absorb it. And you breathe in their light and their love. Can you breathe it in? Yeah. Yeah. And your adult can let you know we're very loved. We're loved by angels. We're loved by guides. We're loved by these women that are here. We're very loved now. That's the new world I live in. Yeah. Breathe in the love. And breathe out all the rest. The angels can handle it. Yeah, there's a lot of angels. They're all taking some of that load. Angels, absorb my suffering. Help me absorb your love. Yeah, they're working in your energy field, the adult and the child, clearing all your subtle bodies, clearing out everybody else. You get to have your body and your energy field for you. So how's this feeling, little one? More better?
Yes.
If you'd like, Divine Mother would be happy to come with your adult and help bring you into current time, into her time, where she's got all this love around her. Would you like that? Okay. So, Great Mother Goddess, please step into this scene with this little one and all the angels. And looks like together with the angels, she's going to bring you and all of you through space and time. All the way through space and time, cleansing and purifying. So as this young part of you is moving into current time, the angels are cleansing, dissolving the past, pulling out all the trauma, the horrors, the pain. So it's your true essence of this child. It's being brought through space and time, all the way through space and time, right into March 28th, 2023, all the way through space and time, right into March 28th, 2023, into the heart of your heart, where Divine Mother is waiting, receiving, as well as bringing. Perfect room for this young one. The angels are showering her with light, cleansing and purifying. And then when she's ready, both of you can come into Divine Mother's lap. Breathing in her love, breathing out all else. Breathing in her love, let it soak into your bones. And we call from the heart of safety itself, the universal quality of safety, rainbow bridge of light to bring that safety to you and this child you, all ages and stages of you. The safety that would have happened in a healthy home. Inviting all of us to recalibrate all your energies to current time. Bring all of your little young parts, your little centuries home to yourself. Inviting every aspect of you to touch the core. Touch that magnetic center, arriving in now more and more. All your subtle bodies coming back to nestle around you. Safe in the web of your own light bodies. And how does that feel? Good. So our sense, dear one, is that a lot of your work now is this bringing all of you into one place, gathering all of you into current time. And the writing of the book will be amazing because to do it, you step into the past, but you bring yourself to now. And you just keep asking Spirit to gather all of you to now. Our understanding of your path now is that when all of you is in now, you're impervious to those forces from the past or your family. They can have no effect on you when you're 100% in your core and in now. And so focus on that, keep focusing on that, and perhaps replay this retrieval for any other part of you to come into current time.
So basically, I just ask for whatever part wants to come in at this time to come in.
Yes, and we've evolved another level of soul retrieval in working with you. Thank you. Which is, if you're bringing in a part that has been caught in a lot of trauma to start with the angels and cleanse that part. And then as we're bringing that part through space and time, we just see them pulling all the darkness out. So it's just the essence that comes in. What we did sometimes before, bringing in a young one that's been in complex trauma, is to create like a triage in the energy field with Divine Mother. But this feels even more evolved. We grow all the time, where we're gleaning out, clearing out everything but the gem that's your soul essence. So when it comes in, it's much more compatible with you where you are now.
Okay.
So use the process, play the whole thing, and use that process. Yeah.
And I wanted to rework my website because I'm gonna start, meeting people and networking again. But I just could not. It's like I was blocked. I could not do anything. And I used to be so good at just creating websites. And I just don't understand. Is it because it's not time? What is blocking me?
Well, as Thomas Hubel will say, what is blocking you is your path. So it'd be really good to journal around when things block you.
Okay.
Our sense is you're still evolving who Michael is.
Okay.
And this interesting, seeing your post on Mighty Network's Michael Love, you're evolving who Michael Love is. So it feels like you're in the percolation stage. You're just barely pregnant with this new expression of yourself. And it's too soon to even see the gender of it. It's that early in this pregnancy.
That's
And
what it felt like. Okay.
yeah. So the website comes later.
Okay.
And you might have a place where you just jot down ideas, but you're not trying to create a website because you want to find out what's birthing in you. It's a beautiful, beautiful birth. It will happen naturally. And by the time you feel, whoa, I see me, the website will come together easily. So in a way, there's nothing blocking you. It's a matter of timing and pacing. So keep writing on the book, keep adding to that, keep working with this expression of yourself, so that it's quite likely that the website you create includes the book.
Mhm. Yeah,
That
probably.
it's a part of it. Yeah. And developing this persona, whether you go with Michael Love or not, but developing this persona of who you are now. And one of the advantages of putting your book in a different name is you can't be Googled for who you are.
Yeah.
So that in itself adds some anonymity.
Yeah, I'm complete.
Excellent. Excellent. We aren't.
Oops.
That's okay. You get your preference, we get our preference. It's all perfect. So the other thing we want to say is, by the time your book is published, it is so far removed from where you came from that it won't be seen by those people.
Hmm.
This is for a different audience than them. Yeah. Can you feel the truth of that?
Yeah,
Excellent.
I
Excellent.
really was concerned about, go. Yeah, you know what I was concerned about, but it makes sense.
Yes. Yeah. Well, this is the hand that catches you. God's got that handled. Yeah. You wouldn't be invited by your soul to write your story if it took you back into the chaos. Your soul doesn't set you up like that.
Yeah.
And by the time it's published, you're safe. Whole new zone, new life, new woman, new being. Now we're complete.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Who else has an inquiry, question, something you want to share? Erin?
Hi.
Hello.
Um, yeah, I'm curious about what I shared in the check-in, really, about doing that piece of work, energy work, I guess you would call it. Soul energy work with my mum and my chakras last week. And but then feeling since then like nothing's really changed. Hasn't really, I kind of get that with energy work. Sometimes it can sort of feel really powerful at the time, but then nothing really changes. It doesn't really manifest in any possible change or way. And I'm curious about that. I'd like to gain some insight into that. Had a little bit sitting here that in letting go of that stuff to my mum, that early agreement of taking her stuff, my 5-year-old wasn't too happy about it. Like on some level, she felt like she'd lost her mum again. So I got that piece just listening to other people's stories and things. But there's something about when you just work on the energetic, and I know it isn't just the energetic, it's somatic, it's body, and it's just like some things are not gelling or working or something. Like, what is that? What's missing? It's like feels like it should be something else, and I can't get hold of it really.
So what we notice is, first of all, we feel there was quite a bit that changed. Then the ego does what the ego does, which is, how do I reestablish status quo? And it looks at the past, looks at the future, makes them look the same as they've been. We feel there's a little bit of ego or the lower mind tricking you into believing nothing's changed, so that you don't do that again, because you're upsetting the apple cart. You're making a change, you're making a difference. And so it's very, very normal for the ego and the lower mind to try to put everything back the way it was. And that's why it's really valuable when you make a change to say to your ego, I want this change. And when your mind starts looking at it going, nothing's changed, your spirit or your heart might want to say, wait a minute, we're not doing that this time. I desire this change. I loved how it felt when I moved that energy through my chakras, and I want to live with that feeling. Please don't cancel it for me. I want to live with it. That's how I wish to be. And so it's really informing the lower mind and ego that higher mind wants to be in charge here. Often there's a value in asking your ego to give the reins of control to your higher self or to higher mind. Asking your conscious mind, give the reins of control to higher mind. I know you're trying to help. And I do all of this work to change. I love evolving myself.
Mm.
I love running that energy in my chakras. I want to do that every day. It's kind of like convincing the inner family that you're the wisdom being in here. You are the essence nature they worked so hard to protect. And now it's made it possible, all their good work, for you to grow up, get very, very wise, and you'd like them to listen to you. Because you've got the most wisdom here and you want to take care of them. So you see, it's getting everyone, instead of focusing on the past, trying to make today safe from the past, it's getting everyone to see that your adult, your guidance, your soul are taking you into a new future that you desire. So as soon as you have energy work or a transformational experience, you just put your hands on your body, probably hard and below the navel, and you go, oh, I like this. Yes. Oh, this is yummy. Let's do this more. This is so good. Yes, I like this. Yes. So that new message gets in. And the reason we say with hand on heart and below the belly is the subconscious changes by ritual and imagery. So if you just say, okay, ego, I really like this, let's continue. The subconscious it doesn't even listen. But if you stand up, you take your stance and you go, I love this. Be demonstrative. That's what shifts the subconscious. Oh, I love this. I love this feeling. I love the energy moving. Yes, yes, yes. I want more of this. I want to live with this flow in my body. I choose this. Now the subconscious goes, okay, we're doing it different now. And you've enrolled your subconscious to assist you in shifting that ego stance of everything being the same.
Yeah.
And
I mean, I don't do anything like that without my hands on my body, and I could feel the just ecstatic state of it, and was loving it and dancing and things. And I had such a fantastic dance.
Yeah.
And I get what you're saying. It's part of what came up for me in the soul questions part was what it would. I think it was something to do with what it would take to really live through. Live through. Let my soul really live big through me, and then that was part of what came up about. But it's kind of the question of, well, how do I do that? Because my experience in my body is the constriction, the contraction, the inflammation, the like constant tension that I have to work with every day, like working on where I hold stuff in my body and releasing it. And it's just like non-stop, really. And I really want to be free and not so engaged with that, having to do so much self-care.
Yes.
To get really free of all the, it's like a lot of work. And I do it, and I'm okay, happy to do it. But what you're describing is, that other place where I'm just living in a different place. I'm not so it's not like, I don't know if I'm attached or what it is, but there's the sense of the old story, the old stuff, how do you finally just move on, do something else? Because I've done so much work and I just want to have something else, not just the little glimpses of it. Like you said, I really want this all the time. I've had
Right.
glimpses of it here and there for years.
So
It's a bit
part of the,
tantalizing.
pardon? We didn't hear that last.
I said it's a bit tantalizing and then it's gone.
Well, it's gone and it's not.
No.
It-
Yeah.
it's still alive in your field. We can
Mm.
sense it. So how do you live that way? How do you embrace it? You embrace your light body. The work we've done on activating your light body gives you another glimpse of it. So it's like in that experience, you were much more in your light body. So you go back to your light body to access it again. And
Yeah.
it's your light body's always with you. It's just shifting focus to your light body, and you ask your soul to help you do that.
Yeah. That's my
Every
son.
time that you touch into the expanded states helps you to anchor these new ways of being. So chanting the bija mantras help you get there. Any chant that you can invest your heart in. So you create those moments. Evelina was talking about the way that mystics learn to create a silent heart, a silent mind, and a silent heart, because that's when change is possible. So you entered into a liminal state in this release of your mother's energy and clearing of your chakras. You do what helps you enter into those states. Singing, chanting, meditating, the kinds of movement like Tai Chi that are meditative movements.
Dancing.
Dancing, yes, yes. And when you're in that state, what you add to what you're doing is, I claim this way of being.
Yeah.
The way I'm feeling when I'm dancing, that's how I want to feel every day. So I
Yeah.
claim my right to feel this way. This is my new normal.
Yes.
This is my new normal.
Yeah. I want that.
Yeah. So every time you touch one of those states, you just let everybody inside know, this is my new normal. This is how we play with the universe now. This is how we are. I
Yeah.
want this. Allow this. You know, and you let go of something's trying to block me, or how am I sabotaging, those negative terms, and you go, how do I gather all of myself into desiring these expanded states? Because I want to live in them.
How do I gather myself into these expanded states?
How do I gather all of me into allowing?
All of me. Yes, that's right. All of me into allowing.
Into allowing me to live in these expanded states.
Yes.
And if you have an experience and your mind says nothing's changed, you just go, allow mind, allow. Higher mind, please inform my conscious mind. I allow myself to live in these expanded states. And for everyone, they come and go. That's why Evelina started the second half with the bija mantras, to bring in that state. But they're always just a 10-minute practice away, or 5 or 2 as you do it more. So your mind says, nothing's changed. Put on some dance music. Mind, be still. I'll show you what's changed.
Yeah, I went and listened to a Tchaikovsky concerto live the other day, and I felt like I was dancing the whole time. And I just so wanted to just literally get up and dance. And afterwards, I discovered that Tchaikovsky was a gay guy who actually, when he wrote his music, he would get up and dance it. That was how he wrote it.
And he was there saying, would you dance with me?
Oh, so yeah, I just couldn't sit still. I was in this place where everyone was so totally still, and I was just like, oh my God.
You were dancing anyway.
I was dancing, I really was. Wow. And I think, oh, I want to get that piece of music and dance to it at home.
He felt danced with.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. What a wonderful man.
Yeah. We have a sense that he's looking at that audience go,
What's up with you lot?
"Oh, what are you doing?
Get off your seats.
Quit being polite. Get up and move."
Oh, God, yeah. I hate that concert thing where everybody sits there and the music's on and you're just like, oh my God, I just got to get up and move.
Yep, yep. Well, get a back row seat and then you'll be able to.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Excellent.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Who else? Valerie?
I'm trying to decide between two different questions, so I'm going to start with the one that was on here first. And I had talked to the council a little bit about this before about housing, but my question is around, are there any rituals that could be helpful to incorporate, or particular envisioning or manifesting rituals or processes that could be helpful in this process? Because we're going to be, ultimately the goal is to have two new homes separate from the home we're in right now. So it's a lot to be bringing forth.
It's interesting how much "we" is in your question. And this project of getting two homes. And we're curious about that if you are separating your fortunes, what is in there about needing to find two homes? Could it be that each of you are finding your own home, supporting each other perhaps? You see, there's a place where the "we" starts becoming a "me" and "you." And we encourage you to watch for that in all your affairs here. It's challenging. But how does this go from "we are creating two homes" to "I'm creating my home and he's creating his home"? You'll have more agency that way. And we feel you'll be more focused on. Go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say or ask, the main reason for wording it that way is that logistically, the financial situation that we're in, it makes more sense to do all of this as a married couple for a lot of different reasons. He makes way more money. There's some business things with his business that we have to legally stay married for a little while longer than we might. I'm self-employed. I couldn't qualify by myself right now.
Got it.
But together and with some help from family and things like that. But I still hear what you're saying, that there can be some energetic shifts around that, even if it's not technically or legally so.
So you're leveraging the current situation to get both of you set up well in your new home. Beautiful.
Yes, so that neither one of us is financially devastated out of it.
And then your focus in your rituals is creating what's right for you. And he gets to do his. That's part of that unraveling. And it can be as slow as it can be. You know, this arrangement, we know people who are married 15 years after they no longer live in the same place or no longer feel married. because in terms of the laws of the land, it makes sense. So rituals, Femifesting comes first. Have you done the one about home in the Femifesting audios?
I haven't done it for home. I did that early on, but that's a good reminder about going back to that one.
And you can ask in it. So the beauty of that is it gets you so grounded that we can take you in your quantum nature into a reality where you have your home and he has his home. You can ask to be shown that reality and really feel who you are once this is complete. And then you'll get to feel more how your future self of the brightest, clearest future, the one that's done the best job of this, how your future self feels about their home and what it's like and how it's serving. You'll know more what you're envisioning for each of you by seeing that, and especially for you. And then you can ask that future self how she got there. It feels to us that that puts an anchor in a future that's really difficult to see. A future of, I'm well established. Thank you so much. I'm glad we did it this way. And you're well established. Thank you so much. And now we get to live more and more separate lives. And how that feels. You'll experience in that your future reality that's accomplished more of that separation. So it will guide your heart. And there's still kindness and consideration between the two of you. Yeah. So you can program what you want that future to look like, and it'll be all that and more. So that's a piece of it. We're seeing an image of a vision board that perhaps you each create a vision board, but you make it an afternoon project together. And because we see the fun of, you cut out a whole lot of pictures about homes and houses and whatever images apply, and you're sorting through them and you go, I think this is yours. Oh, I think this is yours. This feels like your home. This feels like my home. And then you're each evolving this sense of what your new domicile will seem like, feel like, you see? We think that also supports this sense of we're going our separate ways, but we're united in making it work for both of us. And it feels to us, dear one, that the clearer you get around that part of it, the easier all these steps are.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, that's that brings up a lot of emotion too, because I realize like so much of our dynamic has been this a lot of codependency and caretaking and us both taking on things that weren't ours to take on, but I do a lot of that, and so it just kind of like I hadn't really even thought about that at all, that because it is a we on paper and finances and all that, but the rest of it can be separate, and really thinking about that, sitting with that side of it too. I just hadn't really it seems kind of obvious now that I'm thinking about it, but
Well, when you
I
live
hadn't
in
thought about
something,
it that way.
when you live in something, it's not obvious until you see it, and then it's really obvious.
Right.
So we have a sense that the we that you've been living in is a whole lot me doing for both of us.
Right.
And you might do some journaling around, maybe divide the page in half and on and write everything I do for we on one side, what's mine to do, and on the other side, what's overgiving. And that'll help you sort things out, because a certain way of taking care of business, taking care of things, might have a codependent part to it, but might have, that's mine to do. You might do three, let's do 3 columns. The third is what's his to do. There's
Yeah, and separating, and too, like separating, part of why we've had this set up is that, you know, it's been part of our deal that he makes a lot more money, and then there's certain things that I do that aren't money generating but are important and are for us. So factoring that piece into this, because there's some things I want to do in this process for that reason, because he,
Mhm.
you know, he will continue to support for some amount of time, but that doesn't mean I have to like just give up everything or
exactly. The word transactional
yeah.
wants to be reworked. So it's been a transactional relationship for a long time. You add more money, I add more heart and handling things and all of that, but he's going to have to learn to do that for himself.
Right.
And so you look at all that you're doing, and you know, if you do this sorting, it may be there are some things, and maybe you star them. That's mine to do until I'm no longer living on his money. And then it's not mine to do. You write it all down, but some things are mine to do right now because of this arrangement we have. But the codependency comes from feeling that love is transactional. That the way I get my needs met is that I have to give a whole lot back. And maybe I have to make sure everybody else is okay and take care of them and think their things through for them and all of that. And maybe I don't need to do that anymore. So you pare it down, you narrow it down to what's essential for you. We also have a sense of, would you say your husband's name?
Jeremy.
Mm-hmm. We have a sense that for Jeremy, it's almost like he wants his shift, but he's got a sweet deal.
Mm-hmm.
He's got a sweet deal. It's kind of hard to leave the nest.
Mm-hmm.
And so there might even be a little subconscious delays from that place.
Yeah.
So you're both, in a sense, healing codependency. You're overgiving, and he's kind of abdicating his self-responsibility out of this contractual arrangement you have. Contract is changing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
That all resonates. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. That feels complete to really shift the lens on it and explore.
Mhm. I'm going to write another note to self. Did we ever share the article on codependency with y'all? Would be happy to send it to you, because it's really a good 2 chapters from a book by a therapist and her incest survivor client. And the therapist is writing about codependency, but especially what happens when you start stepping out of it.
Wow.
Because there's the victim victim, rescuer, persecutor triangle. And whenever you leave, you'll always look like persecutor, which is really hard for recovering codependence. I want to leave as a good guy. But you always leave as the bad guy unless they step out of codependency. You can't leave as a victim, you have no power, and you can't leave as a rescuer, you've got a job to do. And so we'll share that. It's quite good.
Sounds good.
The second chapter
Yeah,
is,
did read Codependent No More.
pardon?
I read a book called Codependent No More
Mhm.
about 30 years ago. But I need an update.
Well, and this is kind of an upgrade, but that's good work too. And then there's a second book by her. It's good. Yeah. Melody Beatty. Does that feel complete?
Does, thank you.
You're welcome. So, any other questions? Well, actually, we're getting pretty close to completion. So let's take a breath.
I'm sorry, I just thought that Monica had something to say, but she accidentally muted her camera instead of unmuting herself. I noticed that. I don't know if that's the case, Monica.
Yeah, I'm struggling with my camera. Yeah. Okay, still struggling, not able to communicate. So that's fun.
We hear you.
Oh, you do hear me.
Yes, we hear you.
Oh, that's wonderful. Okay, so I was wondering what the Codependent No More follow-up book was called. And I'm going to Albuquerque
Mhm.
to for a retreat. So I'm excited about that. I just wanted to let you guys know, just in case you knew people in Albuquerque.
Okay,
But I know that we're also completing, and that's great.
good. So deep blessings on your journey to Albuquerque.
Thanks.
Yes. And we feel we want to take the last few minutes to have some completions. So what would you like to say to your fellow goddesses here? What would you like to say? An appreciation, could be an appreciation for yourself that you want us to celebrate. What do you want to celebrate about what you experience with them? Or what would help you feel complete? We have probably a couple minutes each. A minute or two each. Okay.
Oh, just appreciating being in this group with women who are so focused on evolving and being conscious and doing this work. It's really such an unusual experience to have that for me, and I'd like more of it. And I'm also just wondering, in a practical level, do we have each other's email addresses? I don't feel like I have yours. I don't know. Do we have them? Do I have them without knowing I have them?
You have all of them
Do I?
from yes, from emails that we've sent.
Oh, right. Yeah, about the timing and the zone and everything. Okay. That's good.
We can send it again when Evelina gets home if that's important.
Yeah, I think I might still have it. I don't know if I deleted it or not. Be nice to just feel like that's there.
Mhm. Okay,
Thanks.
thank you. Mikhail?
I'm grateful for you all. We are all in a new beginning in a way. And it's not the end because we still will have access to the group in Mighty Network. So whenever we post something, we receive an email. So we're still in touch somehow. So I'm open. Feel free to reach out anytime. Marina, I'm here for you, all of you. And it was a blessing to just be with you guys because I'm really feeling getting back to myself again more and more. And this group has tremendously helped me. So really blessing to all of you.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Who's going?
Valerie and then Kaya.
Okay.
My appreciation is just to for everyone showing up so fully and vulnerably. I think that is rare. But it really enhances our the container and safety of the group and just brings so much depth and richness. So I thank each of you for that. And to Evelina and the council, I just, again, I think every time it just seemed like when someone's bringing something up, there's such a nugget that I received as well, whether it was sometimes personally applicable to me or just in general of something that just landed so deeply, and that, you know, that can't happen unless we're all like sharing. So I know that sometimes that can be challenging. So I thank each one of you for that, and I'd love to stay connected and just continue to know how everyone's journey is going, because we really are all in these similar places. It feels like in our, you know, rebirthing. So, so thank you.
Keep us updated. We'd love to hear how it's turning out. Yeah. Kaya.
I want to express my appreciation to each and every one of you stepping into my world and welcome me into yours. It's really precious the way we've honored one another. I also I'm inspired, and it's more than appreciated. I'm inspired by this small group. All the online programs I've been on are hundreds and hundreds of people, 500 people, 600 people, 300 people. And so this intimate meeting space is much like sitting in a circle in a seminar room, which is, an activity that I've treasured over the years. So I love that. And also that it provides me a living experience, an example of, I can do this for other people. Instead of, I have to go from here up to 1,000 people. That's just not in my wheelhouse. So that's one of the big takeaways, just this intimate, really very personal time we've had together in, as you say, in 8 small boxes. Right? It's like real. It's really real. And Evelina, to be with you again in this type of framework is, such a joy. It's a blessing in and of itself. And it's also what my guides have said, go back to go forward, because there's so much of my life that has been in the rear view mirror. It's like, okay, sit with Evelina again. So it's good for the remembering, the reclaiming, the renewing of one's life, after a huge thingamajig, So thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you
Beautiful.
one and all.
May I go? Is this on?
Yes. Monica.
Okay. So I'd like to reiterate my invitation to all of you to, when you are ready to come on Sexploration with Monica, we can do it online, so you can do Zoom and do an interview episode with me. Usually I like 40 minutes is actually an optimum time, because we get to dive into who you are and your story, but not you know, so much that it's, you know, like you have to figure out what you need to say for an hour, you know. And thank you so much, Evelina Rose and the Council of 12 for, you know, all the lessons I've learned and also being a witness to everyone else's stories and histories. And, you know, I'm really working on my own journey in terms of the autoimmune and everything else, you know, becoming more conscious of energy. And I'm really grateful. Thank you.
Beautiful. Beautiful. May you receive deep and abiding healing more every day in every way. Marina.
Oh, wow. Just looking around and these little boxes just fills my heart. And I am eternally grateful for this circle. I feel that just, you know, being in the, like you said in the beginning, Evelyn, the pressure cooker, you know, cooking. And I think we've watched each other through this cooking process. And it's such a beautiful, beautiful witnessing how I could like bring examples of each one of you. How Kayakota just took off, and then it's like, wow, it's everybody's just places and people and things just opened up. So I really felt very very supported, empowered, and also just in awe of each of you. And I'm so thankful for the connections that I feel like have been made so deeply in this circle that we can just pick up the thread wherever we left off and you know, join a conversation anytime from here on. And I also have an invitation, like Monica. I have an invitation because yesterday or like a couple of days ago, I got on a call with some friends and we've confirmed that I am actually co-facilitating a beautiful yoga and meditation and Koya retreat here in Turkey, in Ephesus, where Mother Mary's house is. And yeah, and so I can share the link for signing up if anybody's interested. It's just, it's so magical. It really is. And it's on the summer solstice, of course. And yeah, so yeah, it'll be truly magical. So if any of you feels the call or pass it on to people who want to come and join us for that, you're always invited. And thank you for everything. And after that, maybe already we can go to the Island Light Sanctuary. Yes, all of it. What else is possible? So thank you. Thank you all.
Beautiful. And will you send us all some information about that at some point?
Yes, I can. Maybe I can put it in the Mighty Networks. It's the easiest, is it?
That'd be great.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
keep using the Mighty Networks, everyone.
yeah. Of course. Beautiful.
Thank you.
Mhm. Thank you all.
I want to say it's been extraordinary to work with you. It's really been beautiful to work with all of you. And Dara, I'm sorry that she left. It's grown me to keep finding what wants to happen here. And I just love your embrace of these tools, techniques, skills, beliefs, ideas. It's like you've let me kind of expand your minds, and I love doing that. That's a very Aquarian thing. And expanded your hearts to more of yourselves. So it's been beautiful. I say I love my front row seat on transformation. And I feel that. I feel that with you. So, let's take a breath. Oh, I want to say one more thing. Because of my travels and the Tantra events that I'm doing, I'm waiting for the next mentorship till June. So it'll start the last Tuesday of June, which might be the perfect place for any of you because you'll be at the next level of your launch to be a part of that. And it's really beautiful when people come who've done another mentorship. So I'll, of course, send you information about that. And would love to see you in the satsang. We have a membership called the Hub of Alchemical Love that's about satsang and various channelings and articles that are available when you become a member at $25 a month. So thank you. Let's thank and bless the Council of 12 and all the radiant beings of light who've assisted us. Thank you. We love you. Thank you for your love. We release you and ask for the highest, clearest guidance every day of our lives. Whoa. And we ask the realms of light to once again bathe this earth with scalar waves of light from the heart of Source, awakening every being to their true nature, the divinity within, to come from love and light. Thank you. For our last unmerge, I thank you, I bless you, I honor you, I honor all we've shared. I release you, the crown, I release you, bring your energy home. Third eye, I release you and all the psychic sense we've had of each other, bring me back. In the throat, I release you, release all the spoken and unspoken, and I bring me home. In the heart, I release you. I release you with love. The love remains. I release your energy and bring mine back. I release you from the solar plexus. I let go of any way our power centers have intertwined, and I bring me home. I release you from my second. I let go. I release you with love. I bring myself back with love. I release you from my first. I arrive at home. Pour all your energy into your body. Reach into the beautiful light of your soul. Outline your auric field with it. Let it just paint the outside of your bubble with light. So all your subtle bodies come into that bubble. And let's do Om. Full breath in and out. Full breath in. Full breath. Connecting up to your own soul. Full breath. We are complete. We've succeeded what we came to do. Congratulations and bless you. Feel free to unmute and say whatever you'd like.